Come on, come on.
Hello. Hey guys.
You guys
Hey guys.
later?
What is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. My dad and I just flew 2,600 kilometers from Ontario to Saskatchewan to pick up his new F350. This thing is an international turbo diesel 4x4 and it is absolutely mint. But you know, we couldn't leave the province without picking up a little something for ourselves, so we picked up this little sweetheart. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about this later in the video. We were actually supposed to be bringing home a different project truck for a friend of ours, but that didn't go so well.
Keep going. Don't stop. Keep going.
Talk a little bit more about the car later in the video. Right now we gotta hit the road. So we just ran into our first hang up of the trip. Want to show them what's going on here, Dad?
Truck's running. It's in park. Truck's still running in park.
So we had just picked up the truck. We didn't have a lot of tools to try to diagnose the issue ourselves. So we ended up just bringing the truck over to the Ford dealership. They messed around with the ignition switch and got it figured out. So now we can shut the truck off and we're back on the road. So we were driving home and we saw this cool old car lot on the side of the highway. We had to stop in. We met the owner, Kevin, at Trans-Canada Trucks. This yard is super cool, super nice guy, and let us look around here. Everything is for sale and it seems like everything's very reasonably priced. Let's take a look at some of the cool stuff here. Old pinstriping is so cool. Holy cow. Look at the chain and the size of the chain on that thing, eh? It's huge. Really cool wrecker. Oh my god. That's so cool. A couple internationals. Oh no! Well, it looks like we're gonna stop for the night. We are gonna have to pull over a little bit earlier than we expected. We're stopping in Winnipeg for the night. We were hoping to push a little bit further, but it seems like every small town between here and Thunder Bay is booked solid. There's no hotels. I've been calling for the last few hours and nobody has any rooms available. And we're talking about like a 20-hour window, like a 1,500 kilometer window where no towns have hotels. So we're pulling over now, and then we're just gonna put in a much bigger day tomorrow. So we're having the overdrive off light flash, and quick Google says that that's basically the check engine light but for the transmission, and it sounds like anything can cause it, from low fluid to a slipping transmission to a bad speed sensor, and there's a bunch of things that can cause it. So we're going to quickly pull over, check the transmission fluid, and if that's good, we're going to keep driving. They say that if the transmission is slipping, it'll increase line pressure to tighten up all the clutches, and it'll feel like really hard shifts, and we're not having any of that, so hopefully it's nothing major. It looks like it's covered. Let's check it again.
Does it say where the full part is?
Yeah, it's just between those two. Let's put it back in.
Not much on it.
Let's put it back in and check again.
I might have to go back to Bobby's and get some fluid.
Flip it over. Oh no, it's coated.
Okay.
All the way up. It's like healthy sized turbo in there.
Look how much scrap it has in the middle. Right there.
We are still having the issues with the hard shifting. We're trying to really ease this thing up. Ooh, cool old Ford flatbed. And a lifted Ford truck. Cool, wow. Crew cab. So we're still having issues with the hard shifting. We're just trying to let off the throttle a little bit when we're anticipating it shifting to make it a little bit easier. Doesn't seem to be making a difference. We have started having an issue with the idle wandering a little bit. Doesn't feel like the transmission's slipping. It almost feels like maybe it's a different issue. I guess a lot of people have issues with the injection pumps on this truck and it causes symptoms like that. But we're finding that, you know, putting your foot into it a little bit more seems to resolve that issue. So we're just going to keep the hammer down and keep going. Well, that was exhausting. We drove 19 and a half hours today, if my math is right. Actually more than that, almost 20 hours today. We left at almost 4 a.m. But we made it here, and we have a nice short day for tomorrow. Gonna get some sleep. All right, it's day 3, 6 a.m. It's rainy. We're gonna hit the road, but I'm not gonna leave you guys without a cold start. The strategy so far has been to try not to make this truck shift too many times, because it shifts really hard. It doesn't sound good when it's doing it. It kind of sounds like it's getting worse. So we've been trying to minimize our stops, and as long as we can keep it in overdrive, it seems to drive fine. So we're trying to really keep our momentum for the hills, stuff like that. But otherwise, hopefully it's gonna be smooth sailing home. Hopefully we don't need to put a new transmission in this thing. We've been averaging about 14 miles per gallon so far, which is like 17 liters per 100 kilometers for my fellow Canadians. So far so good. Fingers crossed we make it home. We got about 8-9 hours to go. All right, finally home, and time to give you guys a look at the car that I've been calling the Butter Notch. This is a 1982, I believe, Foxbody. It's got the 4i. It's an automatic floor shift, which is kind of cool. Interior is pretty clapped. You know you gotta smoke darts if you're driving a car like this. Pop the hood, show you guys what's under here. It is a 4-cylinder, so it's not a super desirable model, which is kind of not a bad thing, I guess. I've always really liked these Fox bodies. I've always wanted one, but I'm not sure what to do with it. I love the idea of a drift Fox body, but can't build 2 drift cars if you've been following along with the truck. I'd love to hear what you guys want to see done with this car. Should I keep it? Should I flip it and put the money into the other projects? Should I sell the Datsun truck and make this into the drift car? Let me know what you guys think. Let's see if she'll start. All right, do we think she's gonna go? Give her a couple of pumps. Not bad. Let's see if we can get her up on the chip. Whoa, didn't like that. If you like this style of video, let me know. I'm not opposed to flying across the country and driving another car home. Make sure to like and subscribe, guys, and thanks for watching.